So have you ever wondered why resolutions always, pretty much by default, always fail? I don't know how many people that set resolutions and then after the second week of January, they forget about it. And you've heard it all. I want to lose weight. I want to, become healthy. I want to make money, whatever that is. I want to do my business, whatever. And it always fails. So in this video, I'm going to tell you why all goals fail, all resolutions fail.
I think we all have to go in there and just trust us to
So why do resolutions fail most of the time? Okay. Resolutions fail in general because they're too far ahead. They're way too far ahead. It's like, okay, in a hypothetical scenario, in 12 months from now, I will have achieved that goal. That's the reason number one, it's too far ahead. And number two, because it's too far ahead, it's a reason to procrastinate. Yep. So when you set a 1-year goal, that's really how you should see it, as a 1-year goal with different benchmarks in between, not just a resolution that will somehow happen in the future. If you have a goal, a resolution without a plan, you're pretty much doomed to fail. So that's what happens. And the third reason why resolutions fail is because when people set resolutions, it's like they're not even seeing themselves as their present self as achieving it. It's like their future version of themselves will achieve it someday, somehow. But can you see yourself as that future version of yourself? There's been studies done that apparently when people talk about their future self 10 years from now and they think about it, apparently brain imagery shows that apparently you see it was as if you were talking about another person. It was as if you were talking about a stranger on the street. And because you don't see that link between present and future, you're not able to do the necessary steps to achieve that resolution. Now let's look at goals in general. Why do people fucking suck at setting goals and following through them, right? Me included, by the way. I've had a lot of goals that I've said that I haven't reached, and that's totally fine if you set certain goals that you don't reach. But when you fail at setting goals and accomplishing your goals, you have to really look at why you're failing, okay? Why you're failing. Here are the top reasons why. First thing is the goal is too vague. It's not specific enough, right? The goal is like, oh, I want to make money and start making money online, or I want to get get better relationships, better friendships. How do you, put that on paper? How will you know when you will have achieved your goal? Because if you can't know when you will have achieved that goal, then there's no way your goal will be achievable if you don't know how to quantify it, how to qualify it. The second thing why people don't achieve their goals is the lack of accountability. They don't keep themselves accountable. It doesn't have to be accountability to someone else, like an accountability partner and checking in on them and everything. But can you keep yourself accountable? Can you keep yourself accountable? Right? Do you have me? What I have, for example, is I have a weekly planner. So every week I plan my week, what I'm going to do this week, and I have a monthly sort of to-do list, goal, kind of what do I have to achieve this month in order to move myself forward and achieve my resolution or my year goal, right? So I kind of break it down that way. And I also have a section on my whiteboard where I track my habits. So I have meditation that anytime I do it that day, I put a green check mark. If I don't do it, I put a red check mark. And I just kind of, to keep myself accountable. So I have an overall picture of how much meditation have I done? How much have I worked on my business and so forth? This is an accountability system. And you need the system in place in order to achieve your goals for 365 fucking days. Now that might sound a little intense. It doesn't mean you have to plan every single day in advance, from today, but have a general outline of okay, how is every month gonna go? And this month, how is every week gonna go? Number 3 reason why most goals fails is because you don't have a system in place. What do I mean by a system? You don't have a journal in place, Do you have something to write down your progress, to write down, whether you've progressed or not? Have you broken down, whether the things you've achieved, the things you failed to achieve, how to improve for next time, A system could be a series of habits that will lead you to your goal. Or it could be that you have certain tools in place to remind you to do that thing. right? Maybe, for example, you need to work out in the morning. Do you have a cue to tell you that, oh, that's the time to work out? Do you have an alarm, right? That reminds you, okay, at 10 a.m. I have to work out, right? Do you have a certain trigger that reminds you of that habit, that healthy habit that you want to implement? If you don't have that cue, if you don't have that trigger, if you don't have that, system in place to remind you of it, then of course you're gonna fail. Maybe it's a certain software, maybe it's a system of people. You have a sort of like an entourage of people that can help you achieve your goal. Do you have that? Do you have a mentor in place? I have a mentor, a business sales mentor that helps me in order to get better at my consultation calls, right? Do you have that in place? Number 4 reason why goals fail, and that's an interesting one. A lot of goals fail because they are pain focused instead of promotion focused, right? What do I mean by that? A lot of goals are set because of a lot of pain, a lot of suffering that is put into it, right? It's like, oh, I don't want to be fat, I don't want to be this, I don't want to be that. And yes, that can motivate you in the short term, but it's not a sustainable long-term form of motivation. What happens with that type of negative motivation is that you'll be motivated for a short while. You'll be motivated right now, right? You might even be motivated for the following month, right? Or following 2 to 3 months. But eventually, once you reach that point, okay, you might even actually reach your goal. But what happens is you'll backslide because the pain is no longer there. So for example, your goal of becoming fit is that you no longer want to be ugly and fat. And then you reach that goal, and what happens when you're healthy and fit now? Then you're like, oh, you know what? I look good enough, and then you let yourself go again because your only motivation was to no longer be ugly and fat. Now, if you change that to a more positive motivation, like for example, me, I have sort of like a different reasons to work out. Yes, one of it is like I want to look healthy and fit. Who doesn't want to look healthy and fit, right? Number 2 is I want more energy. I want to have that energy, that output in my work. So then I can sleep better, I can function better, I can be more productive. That's why I go to the gym and I work out. And another reason why I work out is because I want to be the strongest version of myself possible. I want to reach my limits of like what can I achieve in my human potential, whether it be mentally, whether it be productively, or whether it be physically with my actual physical body, right? So those are motivations. Those are better motivations than just being pain focused, right? You might have those in there as well, but try to think of the positive things to strive towards. And not only will you sustain your goals, but also you'll be much happier in the process. Number 5 reason why people fail at their goals is they're not process oriented enough. They're too outcome focused. So for example, you set a goal that you want to lose 20 pounds. You're like, okay, I'm going to lose 20 pounds. Okay, then you just set that goal, and you're not really thinking about every step you have to take in order to get there. The question is not whether you want to lose 20 pounds. The question is, are you willing to eat at a caloric deficit for the next several months until you reach that 20-pound loss goal? That's the real question. Or you fast for an extra 6 hours per day for at least 90 to 120 to like an entire year. Are you willing to do that? Are you willing to exercise 3 to 5 times per week and dedicate at least 20 minutes per day on every day that you exercise in order to reach that goal? Right? That will take at least a few hours of your week. Approximately, do the math, 2 hours per week that you exercise, 8 hours per month, 16 hours in 2 months, and so forth. Are you willing to do that? Have you actually done the math? Right? For example, you want to become better socially. You struggle with social anxiety. You struggle with meeting the opposite sex. Maybe you're really shy with women, or you're really shy with men if you're a woman, and you need to go to events and meet people and network or whatever until you meet that person that you want to meet. Right? The question is not whether you want that ideal partner or you want to go on a bunch of dates. That's not the question. Of course you want that. But the real question is, are you willing to go out a few times per week and put yourself in the most uncomfortable situation possible and face your fear over and over and over and over and over again, right, for several weeks? you want to meet your ideal partner. Like, it's not gonna take, you're not just magically gonna, stumble upon her, tomorrow. Who knows? Maybe you might. But like to facilitate your chances, you have a certain goal in mind. You want to get into a nice relationship. How are you gonna be that person? Number 6, pretty simple. The reason why most people fail at their goals is they're not willing to face the pain. Not willing to face the daily grind in order to achieve that goal. Right? So as I said, the question is not whether you want all those positive things. The real question on top of that is also, what suffering and pain are you willing to sustain on a daily to weekly to monthly to yearly basis in order to achieve your goal? Right? So the question is not whether you want to lose 20 pounds. The question is, are you willing to face the pain of being hungry, to start doing cardio and like painfully going to the gym and like working out until you're exhausted, right? 3 to 5 times a week. Are you willing to sustain that pain? That's the real question. The question is not whether you want to have peace of mind and be happy and be fulfilled. The real question is, are you willing to do meditation for 20 to 30 minutes per day and sit there no matter fucking what and not move a single muscle? Every single day, do that for at least 30 to 60 to 90 days, every single day. So see here, now I'm not only including the pain, I'm also thinking about the system to get there, right? What's the habit I'm gonna put in place? The accountability, right? Putting it in like several day increments. So you have to look at it holistically in that way. And number 7 reason why you fail at your goals, or whoever fails at their goals who do, is because they're too fucking lazy. Yeah, as I've said in the previous videos and every video on how to take action. I mean, you're too lazy. You're too comfortable. Of course, I'm not blaming you, because we're all lazy to some extent, and it's totally normal because we're creatures of habit. We're creatures of homeostasis. By the way, homeostasis is that law of nature that wants to preserve energy, that wants to always go back to baseline. So whatever your normal state is, your body, your mind will always try to keep you there, right? So for example, if your normal state is playing World of Warcraft in your mother's basement, right, in your pajamas, then going to the gym is like a completely different state from that passive sitting down, crouched over the keyboard state. Now you're being active, moving, taking massive action towards becoming fit, right? That's, of course, it's not comfortable, but you have to constantly break yourself out of that comfort zone, go into that period of discomfort, and do that every single day until you achieve your goal. Yeah, whatever habit you set up in place to do every single day, you're gonna do that in order to achieve that goal. And really, to achieve important goals, fulfilling goals, to be happy, you need to seek out that discomfort. You need to get out of that comfortable state. Comfort is fine, you want to relax in the evening, you want to have fun, you want to, have hobbies and, hang out with friends, drink a beer once in a while, why the fuck not, and have fun. Eat a bunch of junk food once in a while. Yeah, you want to be comfortable. Yeah, I want to be comfortable too. I love to do those things, maybe once or twice a week, and I do that to recharge my batteries. But that shouldn't be your norm, in my opinion, unless you're happy being miserable and doing whatever you're being comfortable. That's totally fine. But this channel is not for people who want it easy in life. This channel is for people who want to take action, who want to make a change in their life, who want to really grow themselves. That's why you're watching this channel. And on this channel, I don't sugarcoat my words. I don't tell you what feels good. I tell you what I think is the truth. And of course, the truth is different for everyone. You might have your own version of what you believe to be true, and I have my version of what I believe to be true. And what I believe to be true is that in order to be fulfilled in life, to be happy in life, you need an appropriate level of challenge. And you need to rise to that level of challenge or become better in order to rise to that level of challenge. And then so you can meet that challenge and then achieve a goal that's related to it, right, to that challenge. So here are some solutions to stop your goals from failing. And I'm going to do a second video on goal setting more in detail, but now just to give you a bit of an overview. Okay, so to prevent goals from failing, have an accountability system. Right? Whether it be a whiteboard like I do, and you write down every time you do a habit, you put a green check mark or whatever that is, okay? Have an accountability system. Number 2, have a schedule, right? When are you gonna do this, or when are you gonna do that? When are you gonna start working on your business? When are you gonna start working out? When are you gonna go out and meet new people and work on your social skills? When are you gonna work on your public speaking skills? Have a schedule laid out, right? Me, I have a daily schedule that's pretty much really consistent unless I'm going to work that day. I try to set up a weekly plan too, and have monthly goals too, monthly to-dos to do, and I try to set up every week so that I achieve those to-dos, right? For example, also focus on what you want. Don't always focus on the pain and the misery of all of that, because what you focus on is what you attract, right? If you focus on the pain, you focus on the inadequacy behind why you want to have a certain habit in place or achieve a certain goal, then you're always going to feel miserable in some sense. Yes, it can help you short term, okay? If it kicks you out of your apathetic state, sure, go ahead, like use your anger in a positive way. But after that, look at the positives. What do you truly want, not what you don't want? And finally, think about every single step of the process. Every single step, right? What do I need, to achieve that goal? What do I need to do step by step? And you do that. So if you need more help in clarifying your goals, clarifying the vision that you want to head towards in your life, and you're lacking that clarity, you're lacking that sort of sense of who you are and what you want, and you need more clarity with that, then I want you to book a free consultation call with me. And you can do that by clicking on the link that's below in the description or in the comment section. I'm going to put a link right there too, and basically everywhere you're going to see a freaking link. Book a free consultation with me, and then we can talk about that. After that, you'll be invited to join my 60-day mentoring program, where if you're a good fit, basically we'll be working for 60 days together on achieving that vision of yours and really getting out of that apathetic brain fog type of state. So thank you for watching, and I'll talk to you next time. Peace.